So daemon threads. What is daemon thread? So daemon thread in Java is a service provider thread, which is leader thread, okay, who provide task to other kinds of threads, that you call it as daemon threads. Its life depend on the mercy of the user. Why they are telling it as mercy of the user அப்படின்னா, if there is a client only, this daemon thread has a job, okay. If the user doesn't have any job, then daemon thread also doesn't have a job, okay. Daemon thread serves your user threads, okay. When all the user threads dies, JVM terminates the thread automatically. So that is daemon thread automatically. So daemon threads are most probably used in garbage collector and finalizer. Finalize method, okay. Finalize is a kind of a method to clean your process, okay. We have here keyword called final, and we have called finally block, and finalize is one kind of a method. That method makes you to clean a process, clean up the process, okay. So there we use daemon threads. So here is a simple program. Just I have created a thread, okay, thread 1. So under that I have a run method. So inside a run method, my agenda is whether a thread which I have been created is a daemon thread or not, okay. And I need to check under the run method. I need to check whether the current running method is a daemon thread or not, okay. And I need to set one of the thread to be daemon thread, okay. So that, how could I do that? So see here, public static void main. I have created 3 threads actually, okay, t1, t2, t3. But I have written a statement like this, no, t1 dot set daemon of true, okay. So this statement enables that t1 is a leader of t2 and t3. So t1 will be the service thread and t2 and t3 will be the user threads, okay. So t1 will be the outer thread. It dies after t2 and t3 gets died, okay. So I've started t1.start. Automatically it comes to your run method. Inside the run method, to check whether the thread I have created as a daemon or not, I need to use thread.current thread is daemon thread, okay. This is the method thread. Under the thread class, I have a method called current thread method. Under the current thread method is daemon, okay. This is one kind of a method to check, to reveal you whether it is true or not, okay. So already I have supplied it as true, okay. So if it is true, it is ensures that loop is true. The t1 thread is daemon thread, okay. So current thread will reveal you the answer of t1 is daemon அப்படின்னா yes, the value is given true, yes, t1 is true. Then system.out.println daemon thread work, okay. If it is not, okay, when t2 get t2 dot start and t3 dot start is just call the run method. So t2 is not set as a daemon, okay. So that it will reveal you the answer of this if loop to be false. So it will execute your else category. So prints user thread work. So likewise t3 also consider run method. So here also if loop gets false because the current thread is t3 and it is not daemon, okay. Is daemon function gets false here. So it executes your else part. So that is your daemon threads. Next we are going to see about thread groups, okay. How to make a groups? As I told earlier, if I have an association function, reception will be carried out by 3 to 4 persons and stage recreation will be carried out by 2 to 3 person. Hall arrangement will be carried out by 5 to 10 persons. Audience seating arrangement will be carried out by another 5 persons. So these are groupings. How can I do groupings in program, ma'am? Abdina, here comes an example. Okay, so there are 2 ways of creating your thread groups. So just create a thread group after then followed by the string name. So this is the constructor which is available under class called thread group, okay, in Java. So in Java, thread is one class. Under the thread you have a class called thread group. So inside the thread group we have two constructors, thread group which accept a name alone, I mean name of the group alone, and another is kind of a constructor. Another kind of constructor is it can uh, receive your parent name as well as your name, I mean group parent and your name. So this is the example. See here, run method I have given. So in the run method I have called a thread class and called the current thread method, and I'm going to collect the name of the thread. Okay, so you can name your thread, right? If I want to know your name abdina, I just call your name method. So likewise I want to know the thread name, I need to call the get name method. So I start with void main function. So I told you in Java I have a class called thread group demo. Under that I'm going to call an object called runnable. So under that I just call the constructor. Okay, so this is thread group demo. I mean I create object for the class I have created now. Okay, so they have done using runnable interface ma. So keep in memory, if I am using runnable interface, I need to create object for my parent class, and that parent class constructor I should supply the child class constructor. Okay, see here thread group tg1. So thread group is my parent class. I created object. That constructor carries a string, so that string is called as parent thread group. Okay, so that is nothing but name of the parent thread group. Okay, then I have created object t1, thread t1. This thread class receives the constructor with three parameters. First parameter mentions which group this thread belongs to. Okay, so I have already created a group, right, tg1. So I have mentioned the group name as tg1, and which interface, this is runnable interface. So I have given it as runnable interface, and third is nothing but your name of the thread. Okay, this is thread name and this is thread group name. Okay, so tg1. So under tg1 I have three threads, that is 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so this I have mentioned, and t1 dot start. So start means it calls your run method system dot out dot println thread dot current thread dot get name. So what is the current thread? Current thread is t1. So t1 will get the name of the t1. So what is the name of the t1? It is 1. So it will be printed in the output screen. Likewise I have created thread 2 and call the start method, and thread 3 and also call the start method. Okay, finally I have given one calling statement, that is tg1 dot list. So list means what are all the things I have inside the group. Okay, if I use ls in command prompt abdina, it will list you all the files you have in the current directory. Okay, likewise you can use the method called list to display the content of the directory. Okay, content of the group, what are all the threads available. Okay, see here, it print along like this. It will mention your group name. Okay, thread group name. So I had a println statement, thread group name. So what is my thread group object is tg1 dot get name. Okay, thread group name, and what is my name of the group is, which I have supplied as a argument to the parent thread group. If you see here, this is the name of the group name. Okay, so that is printed here. Okay, After then, if we print as list அப்படின்னா it will be printing like this. Under the main thread class, I have thread 1, 2 and 3. Ma'am, what is this 5 ma'am அப்படின்னா 5 is nothing but priority assigned to the thread. Okay, by default each thread has a priority of 5. Okay, so after then followed by the name of the group. Okay, so to which group this thread is belongs to. So this is about your thread groups. Finally, end of your unit 4. Next we'll be seeing in unit 5. Thank you so much.